keys in hand, Michigan trees turning red and tan. V8 thunder under his feet, Wrangler 392, it's time to eat. Ribbons of asphalt calling his name, grin so wide he's winning the game. Vroom vroom goes the heart of the beast, rolling west where the sun won't see. Some man, a Jeep, a simple plan, out on the road is where the healing began. Each mile pass makes them feel whole. They say road trips are good for the soul. California waits, but he's on track. Freedom whispers, you're so back. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
The Truck Show. We're gonna show you what we know. We're gonna answer what the truck, 'cause truck rhymes with the Truck Show. We have the lifted, we have the lowered, and everything in between. We'll talk about trucks that run on diesel, electricity, and on gasoline. The Truck Show, the Truck Show, the Truck Show. Whoa, whoa.
It's The Truck Show with your host, Holman.
The Truck Show podcast and Holman's Redemption Run Road Trip is brought to you by some great sponsors like AMSOIL. You can go to amsoil.com, get yourself the best synthetics, or if you need a knife to go along with your truck, Kershaw Knives. Kershaw Knives can be found at kershaw.kiusa.com. And of course, OVR Magazine. Go to ovrmag.com and get yourself a digital or print subscription. Use our discount code and get yourself a discount. Please help me to keep the Truck Show podcast free by leaving reviews on Apple and Spotify, and also by supporting our sponsors. Well, it's the last part of the trip, the last day, and I am driving through Los Angeles right now. On my way home, I've got, about 50 miles from home, and I've covered 3,268 miles so far, so it'll be a 3,300 mile trip by the time I'm done, and took all week to do. Yesterday I was up in Monterey, cut across the Reno area up there, and through Sacramento and down through the Bay Area to get to Monterey. I had a job to do some video stand-up for a brand, and just so happened I was able to fit it into my trip, so you may see me in some commercials coming up, so that was pretty fun, and it'll pay for all my gas, so worked out really good for me. Anyway, driving through LA now and on my way home, and I'm just thinking about like all the awesome things. I had some amazing meetings with OEs and partners, talked about podcasts, talked about OVR, talked about just doing some work, some creative stuff, some collaborations. Saw some great friends along the way, people I haven't seen in a long time, people who haven't seen me since the accident, and the trip was uneventful. I think I had rain twice, one for 5 minutes and one for off and on for about an hour, and that was it. Weather was spectacular. The AEV built Wrangler 392 is phenomenal, and I can't wait to get it home. My little one is all excited about seeing Daddy's new red Jeeps. I'm sure she's going to want to ride. I'm training her right. She loves the V8 noises, and but anyway, yeah, it's been a great trip. So anxious to get back home. Got a lot going on. Going to start prepping for SEMA already. I've got a lot of podcasts that are in the bank, if you will, a lot of interviews. So I got to put those together and start getting them out. Sorry about the week break, but I was doing 10 to 12 hour days, and sleeping when I could, and trying to stay safe, so I didn't do any of the podcast stuff while I was on the road. So I got some stuff to make up to you guys, but I got a bunch of stuff this week. So anyway, just appreciate you kind of hanging out with me for the trip. And if you have any questions about the trip, hit me up, Holman@truckshowpodcast.com. Or if you have any questions about the Wrangler 392, let me know. And start covering on socials some of the upgrades. And when I get home, I've got a bunch of stuff I got to get put on here that I didn't take with me. And there'll be some stuff from the old Jeep that gets ported over here. And anyway, got a lot to do. So I'm excited for the next phase of the build now that I have the Jeep and I've gotten it home. I'll be able to start working on the build and do a story in OVR and start talking about some of the stuff that we've done and some of the stuff we're going to do and maybe some of the changes. But I'm trying to think how many states I went through. Let's see. Michigan, Indiana, Illinois, Iowa, Nebraska, Colorado, Utah, California. That's 8. Did I miss one in there? I don't know, maybe. I think Indiana. Did I say Indiana? So, bunch of states. I love driving across the country. As always, I didn't have enough time to stop at all the places I wanted to stop and do all the things I wanted to do because I had to get home. And I got to figure out where I can spend a solid week and a half or 2 weeks and get back out there. I really want to take Marin and do Route 66 one of these days and show her that, because if you've never done Route 66, and unfortunately I wasn't able to do it on this trip, you got to give yourself 10 to 14 days to do it right. But it is such a phenomenal trip, especially if you like history and you love the stories of the old road, the mother road, all the places that it goes by, the signage, the advertising, the types of buildings, the things that they did to draw people off the road for commerce. It's really cool. And on this trip, I'm trying to think what my favorite place probably was. Favorite state that I went through. I didn't go spend much time in Indiana. I love Michigan. I'm out there a lot. Illinois is a lot like home, so is Colorado in terms of some things. Colorado is probably the most beautiful, though. I mean, by far, the mountains this time of year, going through, Vail and Eisenhower tunnels and all that. This time of year, all the aspen trees, I'm thinking they're aspens, all the leaves change and they're this just fiery orange and yellow. And I haven't been through in a while where there's no snow and it was the end of the season. And it was so awesome just because the beauty of the mountains in general is great. But when you add all the amazing colors and you add just, the trees and the scenery and all that together this time of year, it was really spectacular. So I think Colorado was one of my favorites. Monterey was awesome. It was neat to get there at night, get assigned a hotel room, and open up my drapes in the morning and have an amazing view of Monterey Bay. And I want to take the girls up and do Monterey Bay Aquarium sometime. It's been a long time since I've been up there and see the sea otters and all that kind of stuff. So there's just lots of things on my list. It's funny, you go on a trip like this and you think to yourself, what am I gonna do? And then you're like, I'm gonna check some stuff off. Then you end up having a lot more stuff on your list by the end of the trip because you are kind of in this mode to get going. And so any other questions, anything else I can answer, anything you guys are curious about, again, Truck Show Podcast, you can email us, Holman@truckshow.podcast.com. And I'm just happy to be home and just blessed that it was a safe journey and getting home in one piece. And it was also kind of a redemption run for myself. I think I joked at the beginning of this, and it was a way for me to kind of prove to myself I can get back in the saddle and do these long days and drive cross country to get to the places I like to go see and do and all that stuff. But if you have a Jeep and you're curious about the AEV stuff, I can't speak highly enough about it. It's just such a good quality product, and it's amazing how great it is. Just driving on the highway, cross country, it's so nice, especially on a new 25 with the increased sound deadening and all that. But I think next up I got to figure out my battery system in the back, figure out my cargo stuff. I know Britt and I talked about it. I've got to get my GMRS radio in here for trail rides. I've got to get a lot of the little stuff, so like the grab handles and door sill plates, and I got to get over to Expel so we can get this thing wrapped, because I don't want to start taking it off road and beating it up until we get it wrapped. I need to get some front splash guards to keep the rocks off the side of it, maybe some different sliders from Evo. So I have a whole list of stuff that I want to do to start building this thing up and, you know, making it my own, and trying to decide exhaust or no exhaust. Let me know. What do you think? Should I go exhaust? I've got some ideas if I do. I'm just not sure if I want to, although the stock exhaust is so pleasantly quiet in quiet mode on the highway. I mean, you kind of don't even hear it. It's rowdy when you want it to be. Although it does have a really horrible drone at about 1200 RPM on D-cell, where it just resonates. And that's the only thing about the stock exhaust I'm not really in love with. And probably the only thing about the Jeep that's sort of annoying. And as far as the no limits, I know we talked about the Taser, Z Automotive basically. So Z Automotive sent me a Taser and a no limits module. If you're familiar with any Stellantis product and Taser, you know what the Taser does. And then no limits, they have a brand new version of it, or new firmware of it, where you can toggle things on and off separately. Security's better on it. You can toggle on and off things like, you know, speed limit and turning off MDS. So I went the whole trip with MDS 4-cylinder mode deactivated, and it was great. I didn't have any of that 4-cylinder drone. The Jeep sounded great the whole time, and I logged all of my mileage, and I also checked with GPS as well as those radar signs when, you know, construction zones inside the freeway telling you how fast you're going. My Jeep at 70 miles an hour is within half a mile per hour. It's so close. It's so accurate. So as of my last fill up, my best tank on this trip was 17.2, which is pretty good. My worst tank was, let's scroll through. It looks like my worst tank was 14.3. So, I mean, I feel like that's pretty good. And my overall average for this trip was exactly at 15, which means I lost my bet with Mike Rice, because I think I'd bet Mike I would do like 15.2 or something like that. So I guess I owe him some whiskey. Although I'm doing 15.8 right now heading home, and the final average could bump up 2/10. We'll see. Maybe I'll just hypermile it on the way home. That way I can not owe Mike anything and beat him, or at least tie our bet. So Mike, if you're listening, I'm sorry. I'm not going to cheat you out of your win unless this last tank gets me over the top. Then I'm going to probably gloat. All right, well, I guess that's it. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for following along the journey. And like I said, if you guys have any questions, Holman at TruckShowPodcast.com, or 5-star hotline 657-205-6105. Would love to hear your thoughts on the trip, or any questions you had, or is there anything that I saw that needs to be seen or that I missed that you are going to chastise me for? I'm open to all that stuff. So that'll do it for now. I'm rolling back into town. Happy to be home. It's been literally, I left on Saturday night of last week, and it's Sunday morning of this week. And that Saturday night was the red eye, and then I started driving to home on Tuesday. So, and today, of course, is Sunday. So it's been long. Ready to sleep in my own bed, see my family, and get back to work. So that'll do it for now. It's been fun. Looking forward to doing it again soon. See you guys.
The Truck Show Podcast is a production of Truck Famous LLC. This podcast was created by Sean Holman and Jay Tillis, hosted by Sean Holman, and uses production elements by DJ Omar Khan and Jay Tillis. If you like what you've heard, please open your Apple Podcast or Spotify app and leave us a 5-star review. And if you're a fan, there's no better way to support the show than by sharing it and patronizing our sponsors. Some vehicles may have been harmed during the making of this podcast.